All right, treasure hunters, here's a question for you. Are we all just holding our breath, waiting for the treasure to be found? Because here's the thing, Justin Posey's book, it's absolutely full of breath references, like suspiciously full. Was Justin a swimmer? A diver? Or is this breath motif a breadcrumb? Let's dive in. Breath holding clues in the book. Page 4. The brothers were holding their breath among mannequins. Why are mannequins paired with breathlessness? Something lifeless? A frozen moment? Page 19. I can't walk by scented products without holding my breath. Again, smell, senses, breath control. Why emphasize this? Page 31. Our lungs blaze with each breath. And oxygen reference. Oxygen equal sign? Element 8. Equal sign symbol O on the periodic table. You know Justin loves coded symbols. Could O or the number 8 be important? Page 47. I held my breath, certain I'd violated some cardinal rule. Now it's tied to guilt, danger, crossing a line. Maybe it's a moment of transition. Page 150. The forest held its breath. And air from my lungs. A double hit on this page, that's no accident. Popular breath-holding phrases. Let's look at the idioms. Hold your breath equals anticipation. Bated breath is quiet tension. A breath of fresh air equals change and relief. Underwater is a metaphor for being overwhelmed or submerged. Catch your breath can be a pause or recovery. Could Justin be asking us to slow down, pause, or even dive deeper? Or maybe, just maybe, it's about location. Theory time. Could we be near water? Is there an elevation clue tied to oxygen? Altitude? Thin air? Is the element O or the number 8 hiding in plain sight somewhere? Or is this just one long metaphor for how we're all holding our breath, waiting for someone to make the find? What sports involve? Holding your breath. Holding your breath is integral to certain high-intensity sports, especially those tied to control, endurance, and immersion. Freediving, spearfishing, entirely based on breath control. Deep dives with no oxygen tanks. Swimming, synchronized swimming. Repeated breath timing underwater. Gymnastics. Momentary breath holds before or during flips for focus and form. Archery/shooting sports. Athletes often hold their breath before releasing a shot for maximum precision. Powerlifting. Athletes brace and hold breath during peak exertion, the Valsalva maneuver. Could we be looking for a place where these sports were practiced, or a location tied to precision, endurance, or submersion? When in life do we hold our breath? In danger or uncertainty? In awe or reverence while passing a graveyard, old superstition, when bracing for impact? Before diving underwater? During childbirth, emotional tension, or moments of transition? That makes holding your breath a powerful metaphor for thresholds, before-after moments. Sacred spaces, rebirth, or rites of passage. Could the location be tied to a ceremonial site? An underwater spring or river crossing? A moment in history when a nation or people held its breath? Does this connect to mythology or history? Yes, holding one's breath is symbolic in multiple traditions. Greek myth. Orpheus held his breath, figuratively and literally, while walking through the underworld to retrieve Eurydice. Hindu myth. Yogis practice pranayama, breath control, to reach spiritual awakening. Norse lore, Odin held his breath in self-sacrifice on Yggdrasil to gain wisdom. Native American beliefs. Water and breath are often tied. Many tribes associate sacred springs or rivers with ancestral memory and life force. Christianity. The breath of life in Genesis. Spirit and breath are linguistically linked. Hebrew ruach equals sign spirit, breath, wind. So what could this mean for the treasure location? We might be looking for a place tied to silence, reverence, or transition. A location historically tied to ritual, rescue, or rebirth. Somewhere with oxygen deprivation, altitude, pressure, or immersion. It may even refer to a point in the poem or on the map where you need to pause, descend, or focus fully, like an archer before release. If there's a place in Montana or Wyoming that aligns with breath, silence, awe, danger, and life force, it's Yellowstone. Why? Yellowstone is literally alive with breath, from its geysers, steam vents, and hot springs to the deep, rumbling pressure beneath your feet. Think about it, Old Faithful exhales like clockwork. Old Faithful Geyser, while known for its relative regularity, doesn't have a fixed, predictable schedule. Its eruptions occur every 35 to 120 minutes, with an average interval of 90 minutes. To predict the next eruption, you can check posted times at the Old Faithful Visitor Center. The park is often described as the lungs of the wilderness. Vast forests, oxygen-rich high country, and valleys where fog hovers like held breath. It's a sacred site to many Native American tribes, including the Crow, Shoshone, and Bannock, many of whom believe the springs and rivers of Yellowstone are tied to the spirit world. The Firehole River and Yellowstone Lake both feature cold, clear water cut by volcanic heat. In some spots, you see literal steam rising off the river, a perfect visual for water's silent flight or breath escaping the earth. Let's not forget, oxygen is element 8. Yellowstone has a supervolcanic caldera. Earth's crust literally exhales here. Air from my lungs and the forest held its breath could refer to the moments right before eruption, pressure building. Yellowstone's grand prismatic spring is surrounded by silence, awe, and vibrant elemental colors. Water, fire, air, and earth all colliding. And let's not forget, Posey hiked in with a broken leg. That takes accessibility, but also wilderness. Yellowstone offers both, especially on the Montana-Wyoming line. High in the mountains of southern New Mexico, there's a village hidden in the clouds, a place where the air is thin, the forest is quiet, and sometimes it feels like the whole world is holding its breath. Welcome to Cloudcroft. It's more than a name, it's a feeling. And for treasure hunters chasing Justin Posey's hidden trove, it might just be the clue we've all overlooked. He grew up here. He explored these trails. And in Beyond the Map's Edge, he writes again and again about breath, oxygen, silence, and anticipation. So, is the Cloudcroft connection just childhood nostalgia? Or is this misty mountain village the starting line for a hunt that's taken us across states, symbols, and stories? Take a deep breath, searchers, because this time, we're going into the clouds. Cloudcroft sits at 8,600 feet above sea level, making it one of the highest towns in the U.S. At this elevation, the air is thin, there's less oxygen. Visitors often experience shortness of breath. Physical exertion can feel like holding your breath between steps. So when Justin writes about breath holding, this could be literal recall of the physiological experience of growing up in thin mountain air. The cloud in Cloudcroft, a town that breathes. The name Cloudcroft literally means a clearing in the clouds. And when you visit, you're often walking through fog above the cloud line, or quite literally holding your breath in the clouds. This connects powerfully with the line, "The forest held its breath." Because Cloudcroft is a forested mountaintop where the clouds hover silently, creating an atmosphere of stillness and anticipation, just like the breath-holding tone Justin sets in key moments of the book. Posey has said the treasure is hidden somewhere personally meaningful, a place tied to lore and emotion. If he spent part of his childhood in Cloudcroft, then it's the place where he first held his breath in awe, in danger, in mystery, or in memory. It could also be where he first went fishing or hiking. He played in the misty forest, feeling like time stopped. He learned to pause and listen, a concept reflected in the poem's rhythm. Cloudcroft is surrounded by dense pine and fir forests, steep ravines, cold streams and quiet creeks, hidden cabins and abandoned railroad tunnels. That checks multiple boxes. Walk near water's silent flight, shadowed sight, air from my lungs, a forest holding its breath. If Justin Posey hid the treasure in a place connected to breath, memory, and altitude, then Cloudcroft fits nearly every symbolic and physical requirement. And here's the kicker. You could hide something 60 pounds nearby and few would look, especially if it's off the beaten path.
If you want to see where these clues really lead and unlock the rest of today's full episode, click the join button and become part of the expedition. Expedition members get full-length clue videos, boots-on-the-ground reports, multiple members-only videos each week, exclusive live streams where we break down theories live. This is content made only for those willing to go beyond the map. If you're serious about the hunt, this is where it gets real. Click join now and I'll see you inside.
Searching for a whisper in the pines. Mystery lurks in the shadow of the oaks. Legacy of treasure buried in lines. Legends wrapped in nature's unspoken jokes. Footprints fade in the morning dew. Gold hides beneath moss and vine. Legends lead to fortunes anew in the breast of mountains standing fine. Beyond the map, where secrets lie, hearts race beneath the endless sky. Riches wait, world goes sigh. Adventurers take the leap and fly, fly, echoes of yore weave the tale. Forest fence whispers still alive. Once a dream, now a winding trail. New quests on the horizon arrive. Stars guide the restless hearts, following the call of ancient charts. Whispers lead for those who start to chase the dream with insatiable smarts. Beyond the map, where secrets lie, hearts race beneath the endless sky. Riches wait, world goes sigh. Adventurers take the leap and fly. Beyond the map, where secrets lie, hearts race beneath the endless sky. Riches wait, world goes sigh. Adventurers take the leap and fly, fly. Stars guide the restless hearts, following